Hello, everybody, and welcome back for more Misscliks. So, you guys buy 12 barrels.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
but
do the
how
math.
do we pay?
You have gold on you, and you pay for it. Do the
Yeah.
math appropriately
I
on your
make
character
sure
sheets.
to pay all 24 because Albert is bringing the brains and I'll bring the investment.
Cool. And you hop on your ship and you sail away. Um, 2 days later, you arrive back in Volutin. 2.5 days later, you arrive back in Volutin. You all gain 2.5 HP, except for Maribel, who's, well, you'll be healed when you run into Albert. Or Algrund. Steve the slave is
You
gone.
guys and your dual owl names are killing us still.
I know.
Albert's got a
I can't believe we
regimen
lost
of
Steve the
preparing
slave.
3 metamorphosed liquids each day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Algrund, you have been awake for a day now, a full day.
Ugh.
You could have spent that full day healing yourself for I don't know what, but you started at 1 HP.
All right. Well,
So you have 1
If I-
HP and a full day's worth of spells to cast if you want to do
Okay.
something before the party shows up.
okay. I'll wait because in case anyone because I don't know what's happening. It's
Mhm.
possible they're bringing back someone unconscious who's in worse
Cool.
shape than I am.
Sure. So the party arrives one day, the next day, so you're now at 2 HP. And
Well, I mean,
Maribel.
before going to bed, wouldn't you use your healing spells? No.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Oh wait, yeah, that day, right? Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, yeah, I will use 3 healing spells on myself. Wait, no, never mind. It's fine because I didn't know when the party was going to show back up.
Okay.
So you're all in the same area now, except for Maribel, who is unconscious.
All right.
Team, how have you been?
Algren, we have had so many things happen while you were unconscious, but now we're back and united with you, and looking forward to finding a book.
Yes,
Awesome.
Albert, I'm so glad to see that you are in high spirits and high health again. I'm afraid that same can't be said about Maribel. She's going to need your help.
Oh goodness. Okay. Well, let me check my spells. So what kind of adventures did you guys go on?
Oh, well, you remember we were looking for a solution about the crabmen attacking the mermaids and
Mhm.
everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that Albert is not does not have very good underworld connections.
Apparently
Of course
so.
not.
And what happened is that, yeah, we were looking for more information about the Black Voids, and our slave, Steve, told us about his cousin that had
Steve
this,
sounds like a really cool guy.
that had this book with information about it. But then we went to go see the cousin. The cousin lost the book, and then I asked about the book, got attacked. Maribel too.
How could you lose a book in the first place?
It was stolen. And
How
then
could you let
Steve
that happen?
ran away. Steve ran away.
Hmm. Steve sounds like a really smart guy, I gotta say. Never met him, never had the chance, but sounds great. If I were to can I cast Cure Light Wounds on an unconscious?
Yes,
Maribel,
and that
and
will
with that-
bring her to 1 HP.
Okay, so because I have a cure. Well, I guess I have 3 spells, but I have Cure Light Wounds and Cure Moderate Wounds.
Mhm.
Would either of them work?
Either of them would work, and they'd both bring her to 1 HP.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna do a Cure Light Wounds on her.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Maribel, how you feeling? Wait, do I have to roll to see if it works? Oh no, it just works, right? I'm just
Yeah,
that
it
good.
just works. Yeah.
Okay.
Boom. Done. Maribel, you're at
What
1.
happened? What? Silas? What? Who? I'm like holding up my halberd.
You got attacked. Don't you remember?
It seems you are correct. I put away my weapons.
We
Thank
tried
you.
so hard to rescue you. However, we just couldn't help it. Those men were too strong. It was very fortunate that the guards came to our rescue.
The guards came to your rescue?
Yeah, to your rescue, actually. Because there was no bounty proof. And those men were claiming there was a bounty on your head for having killed a man called Vic or Vix or Vixen or Victorian, something like that.
Right, do you know this person? I've never heard of him.
If they were referring to Lord Vic,
Yeah, that.
I did indeed know him.
Did you indeed kill him?
I did indeed.
I somehow respect you for that.
Did he
What an
deserve it?
interesting response. I believe he did, yes. Lord Vic was the lord for whom I was a bodyguard before I came to meet you here. I appreciate you saving me, and I appreciate the healing, Algrind. Thank you very much.
Of course. I can heal you more, but I'm also suffering right now. I'm only at 2 HP, so we'll see how everything's looking, and then I'll probably throw a heal on me and one on you, and we'll just be gravy.
Don't worry. Your suffering is far more important. I may be 136th health, but I know I will recover someday.
I believe this. I am also at 5.5 out of 7.5 health.
Well, not to rush this gathering, however, Albert and I have come up with a scheme to make us rich, or mildly wealthy.
Moderately rich, or...
Yeah, slightly richer. We need to get back to... Where is that? To Coxport immediately, so that we can unload all this wine.
Yes, because on the trip back, I've created many barrels of elven wine, which are worth quite a bit. So if we want to make fortune for the town and dragon and ourselves, I feel like this is the way to go. And we should also probably find a book.
Yeah.
If it exists at all.
Let's
I'm pretty
set
annoyed.
out.
Yeah. Does the mayor want to talk to us at all?
The mayor is around but does not seek you out.
I would rather not seek her out right now. Let's
yeah,
go.
let's just leave. Let's
Ah,
leave.
Donalda. My halberd has been itching for a test. Ah, wait, but I'm under contract. I forgot.
And I'm afraid, Maribel, that I'm not going to pay you the 2 gold while you were unconscious.
What?
Because you could not kill her while you were unconscious.
You know that she could also not technically kill Mayor Trumpet when we are at sea.
Thank you, Dark Albert, for pointing that out.
That is an excellent point, Albert.
In that case, I shall stay here on the island, and you guys can adventure.
That is also a great point made by the other party. I kind of take out a tiny hammer and kind of start tapping it on the wood of the ship.
Ben can have a tiny hammer, but my peacock can't ride on my shoulder.
All right. Well, Maribel, I can't pay you right now because I spent all the money on barrels, but once we sell this wine, we'll get
That's
it.
fine. I know you are good for your word. I will keep a tally of what you owe.
And then you look at yourself and discover you have no money on you.
Me?
Yeah.
What? You took my money?
I don't know.
Way to ruin it, Jen. Way to ruin it.
Crap!
Anna, mark down
What
24
did
gold
she-
off your character sheet.
Wouldn't she find out though? Like
She'd find out the
when-
next time she went to go look at her money.
Aw.
I was
I'm
gonna
sorry.
wait until she said she wanted to buy something and say, no, you don't have any money
Oh
left.
no, I'm sorry.
It was gonna be a great surprise.
I thought.
All of my money is
Damn it.
like I have zero.
Okay,
No,
let's
you're
not
missing
talk about it.
24 gold.
Let's not talk about it until your character finds
No,
out.
no,
then.
she can subtract it now. It's a cat's out of the box.
I look menacingly at both of you and say, "Where are my gold pieces?"
Those thugs, they took it.
Why?
The Blue Man group.
If they were looking for a bounty on my head, for what reason would they steal my gold, especially if they were chased off by guards?
They were there for a bit before the guards came.
The guards seem scared of the confrontation. They didn't intervene during the conflict.
I don't think it's unnatural. I don't think there's any reason why it's strange that they would take money, because money is valuable. Of
I
course,
would
they
have
take it.
interfered, but I was in the water at that time. You probably remember me jumping off. Then I came back, and the conflict was already settled. I just came in time to heal you. I learned from my good friend Algrind how to do it.
Well, that is a strange tale. But good thing it wasn't you, because I don't take kindly to friends, or so-called friends, who steal from those they would have trust them.
Well, we can probably establish a way to split the money once we sell the wine.
Perhaps.
So, where are you going to next? What is your current objective?
Go back to Coxport and find that book. Sell the
And the
wine.
book.
Sell the spices. And the dyes.
Okay.
I need to heal.
Oh, yeah. Are we gonna stick around in town for the rest of the day, or are we heading out right now?
We'll head out right now. You have 2 more days of healing, I think, that you can do.
I have.
Travel.
I'm sorry, Neil. How many first and second level spells do I get? I'm level. I'm like behind everyone else because I was unconscious, but I am level 4.
Level 4.
I think it was like 3 first level spells and 2 second level or something
Yeah,
like.
what's your willpower score?
Oh, 15.
So you should be getting 5 first level and 4
Oh.
second level spells.
Oh, okay. Then I have tons and tons of spells left, you guys. I got heals for days. So,
Okay.
yeah.
If you do indeed have heals for days, we should use said days. Because I cannot protect the party when I am at 1/36 of my normal health.
That's true. So I am going to use a cure moderate wounds on you.
That sounds delightful. Thank you, friend Algrind.
Sure. And then so it's 1d10 plus 1 is how much I heal, or
D10 plus 1 is for moderate, and D8 is for normal.
okay, so yeah, I'm using cure moderate wounds on Maribel, so I'm going to roll a d10 plus 1. Ooh. Oh shoot, sorry. Yeah, okay. Woo. Again. Wow. All right.
Hey!
How you feeling? Still feeling a little peaked? Should I throw another one your way?
Another might be well advised if we do find ourselves in conflict soon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use another cure moderate wounds on Maribel.
Big money, big money, big money.
All right. Could have
Nice,
been worse.
nice.
And then I'm gonna use a cure light wounds on myself. Dang! All right.
Damn.
So
The
now
light
I'm at-
the light is just D8. There's no plus 1 on the light.
Oh shoot. Okay. So
Fine.
is that a D8 then?
That's just an 8.
Are you
Yeah.
okay? You're not gonna make me reroll it. 'Cause
No.
Okay. All right. Then I'm now at 10 HP.
Okay. Anyone else? Any more heals?
How are you guys feeling, Bruno and Albert?
I'll be fine. I'll heal on the trip.
Okay. And I do have 2 more second level spells and 3 more first level spells if you guys need.
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So you guys head back to Coxport.
Yeah,
Let's
I will
see.
change my spells again.
Yes. Do both of you send me which spells you want to use for your journey, or that you memorize for that day while you're there? The day is while you're on the boat. Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. And 2 days later, you find yourselves back in Coxport. Same as before. Um, you stop off. There's this nice, wonderful harbor leading up to this hill covered with buildings. The entire town of Coxport is built into the hillside. There's a nice wall that wraps around everything except for the dock itself, which is well within the walls. There are large stone buildings near the port where the slaves are housed, where various offices are held. There's a couple of inns and restaurants and taverns down here, and then the rest of the town just kind of spills up onto this hill. The higher up the hill you go, the nicer part of town you get to.
I come off the ship with like, I found some like canvas on the ship somewhere,
Mhm.
and I fashioned it into this awkward-looking hood.
Okay. By the way, Bruno, you no longer have a cloak with you because you used it to bind Maribel. And the rest of her clothes,
Yep.
everyone else's clothes are tattered and bloodstained. In fact, you're all looking pretty mangy here. I think Bruno's the only one who hasn't been ripped to shreds.
Right.
Yeah. So you're in Coxport. What do you guys want to do?
Well, let's unload all of this. Let's unload all of our barrels. They must be pretty heavy. We have 12 of them, and spices.
I don't have a
and
slave to carry
dyes.
them anymore.
Let's just roll these onto the mass merchandiser.
Sure. You
Wholesaler.
spend an afternoon selling wares. It's pretty easy in the big port here. People coming from inland are, if you're hauling things off your ship, you are quickly mobbed by people saying, what are you selling? What do you have to sell? Oh, this? Oh, no, not that. Okay, I want this. I want that. I want this. So you're kind of mobbed, and you can quickly sell your merchandise. You sell your 250 gallons of wine for 100 gold. So take that. And then what other things do you have on your ship?
We had the dyes that we took from the island, as well as the spices from the island.
Okay. The spices and the dyes add up to a total of 450 gold. Who is going to keep the 450 gold?
I believe that some of it should be given to me.
As the resident merchant, I will make sure to account for all of this.
Okay. This, of course, is not your personal wealth. This is the
Of
wealth
course
of the
not.
town,
Of course not.
which, when you get
I
back to
feel
town,
like-
is supposed to be given to the mayor, and then she will distribute it back to the farmers.
I feel like we need to separate the wealth out of the wine and the wealth out of the town's goods.
Of course, I've marked down 100 of it as our entrepreneurship and 450 of it as the town's.
Okay.
And what about the dragon's cut?
That will be from the towns, of course.
We need to.
And
Argue
ours,
about
should we
that.
feel generous.
Yeah, we need to discuss this once we get back to town. So about the 100 gold, how do you feel we should split it? I mean, you provided the gold for the barrels, and I provided the metamorphosis liquids, which is my
Yes,
special.
as agreed, we'll split it half and half. So
And
I
I
give
provided
Albert 50
the
gold.
protection for the party that keeps you all from dying.
And
This was,
Algren provided the healing.
Exactly.
um,
Our tank would be unconscious if it weren't for me.
Yeah.
As such, an even split of the money should do nicely between all four of us.
We're all pulling our weight, just at different speeds or something.
this was money that I actually spent on my own, so there's that. But I hand Albert a bag of 50 gold. Albert, you can decide how you'd like to. As for you, Maribel, I sympathize with your loss of money. You lost 24 gold, was it?
Yes.
Here's 25. I think that'll make us square. For a while.
Yes, but you owe me 3 more for my contract.
Did
Then
you?
Where?
I was paying you out of the goodness of my heart. I could pay you 3 instead if you want.
Are you saying that I deserve none of the profits from our merchandise?
That would be entirely on Albert and my wheeling and dealing.
Perhaps I shall seek employment elsewhere. Until then, I will take your 25. Thank you.
I kind of make a show of rolling my eyes at the ungrateful Minotaur for
I look
taking
at
8
Algren.
times payment and not showing any gratitude.
I look at Algren and I say, I guess I'll give you half of mine so that we're all even in this business.
That's nice.
And then I look at everybody and I'm like, if I were you guys, I would remember this gesture. Lord Albert is not the one for charity. And then I give 25 gold. Okay, so we all get 25 new gold. Plus... Okay.
While we're
Okay.
in the general merchandising area, I find it very unlikely, but is there anyone selling books around?
No. Books are difficult to make. You know, not a lot of people read. They take a lot of time to write and illuminate. Books are rare and expensive,
How much is a book usually worth?
on the order of 100 gold.
Oh, damn! My character has some.
Yeah, books are
But he
expensive.
won't sell them.
Well, Albert, you third time's the charm, right? Can you track down some of your contacts?
Alright, let's, how about we go see the bookkeeper lady first? Or should we go ahead and just look for the book?
Just like the last time, I don't think she would have any leads.
Yeah. Alright, I'll go talk to people. Let me roll my charisma check.
I'm going to roll it in secret this time. I will try and stifle any laughter.
It's plus 10, by the way.
Okay. So you start walking around looking for a person, you know, mentioning things, dropping a little bit in thieves' cant, kind of, you know, looking for a bookseller. When you come across a halfling who says, "Hey, did I overhear you right? You looking for a friend of mine?"
Yeah, I might be. I'm looking for a book written by Maribello.
Well, I don't know a Mary Bello, but I know a guy. I know a guy named Sassil. He looks around, makes sure the area around you is clear. This is a halfling, so he's like 2.5 feet tall. Barely comes up to your hips. Doesn't even come up to Maribel's hips. Comes up to like Maribel's knee. He goes, "Yeah, I know a Sassil. He's a good guy. Real good window man. Slips right in, slips right out. He's a distant cousin of mine, if you know what I mean. Great thief. Great provider for his family. Specializes in books and texts. I don't know why, but I guess he knows the right people, and he's really good at getting them in and out. And I think most importantly, he can read, so he knows what books to get.
Oh, yeah, that's an important skill. I can
You know, not a
somewhat
lot of people
read.
have that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice. I've been practicing reading for a long time now.
So tell me, you looking for something in particular?
Yeah.
You said a book by Maribella?
Maribello.
Maribello.
Yeah.
Oh.
I heard there might have been some in town at some point.
Not to be confused by our traveling companion, Maribel.
Maribello, no
I
relation?
No
No
relationship
relation. Oh, okay.
whatsoever. She can't read.
All right.
I can too.
All right.
I don't know. My character.
So,
I like mutter. I can read, but I don't know if I'm lying or not.
I know where this guy lives. I don't know where he is, but I know where his house is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not here in town,
Okay.
but I know where it is. I know where his family lives. You need to get in touch with
Okay.
them.
Yeah. I think we should go find said house.
Well, we can do this.
And then.
Thing is, it's you know, he's a wanted man like this. It's difficult to sell out your brother. All I
Mhm.
know, you could be law enforcement looking for him.
Well, look at my clothes. Do I really look like law
Well, you could be
enforcement?
undercover, but to be honest, I don't really care. I'll sell him out for you for 500 gold.
500 gold?
500 gold. Or you can prove to me that you are not law enforcement.
All right. Well, could law enforcement do this? I say as I reach on my back, pull out my bongos, and I start playing it too.
Give me, give me a bongo
I was
check.
like, as I reach out a dagger and stab him in the. But no, he reaches for his bongos. Oh, good one.
Let's see. How do we roll these checks?
Charisma. D20 plus your charisma score. He looks at you and goes, "Yeah, I think a law enforcement agent could do that." But don't
where-
worry, I know a guy.
You know?
You're just like 10 feet down an alley onto one of the main streets that runs up the hill towards the rich side of town.
There's no one else around except this guy and his.
Back on the main street, there's quite a few people, but you're like just down the alleyway a little bit, so you're kind of in your own private space. But at the slightest noise, anyone could yell, and the people in the street could hear you.
And so, did he? I want to make sure I understood correctly. He was impressed by Bruno's bongo playing.
No, he was not impressed.
Okay. I look at my compatriots and I say, "This book is important to our objectives." Yes.
Yes.
Well, hey, oh, you're just saying that to your. Okay, never mind.
Yes.
Sorry.
I could
say,
pickpocket
Good
someone.
sirs, I do not wish to cause you harm, but I can prove to you I'm not law enforcement by doing you bodily violence if you so choose.
What if you do some bodily violence to someone else for me?
Would
thought
that
of that.
cover the fee?
Cover the fee all the way through. See, there's this merchant, Donicello, and well, let's just say he crossed the wrong people, made a couple of bets that he didn't pay off, which was not that big of a deal. Then he promised to get some merchandise, and he failed to return the merchandise. Also, not that big of a deal, but the third time, when you actively steal from certain people in this town, it turns the wrong heads. You guys helped me bring Donicello down to the cellar, down that alleyway, he says, pointing down the alleyway you're in. And we'll just call everything nice and square, and I can tell you where Sasso lives.
You are only giving us information for this? You would not take us there, or...
Well, it's a trip by boat, and I don't do too well with the water. It makes me seasick,
Very well.
nauseous.
I will
just
carry
bleh.
Donicello to that cellar, the Donis cellar, for you. I will not do him bodily harm if you are not going to give us anything other than a name.
No, I just need him here. Miss, you're awfully tall and scary and imposing. I think the first sight of you and Donicello might just run. maybe there should be a little more, can't have this guy running away again. I don't want to be the next Donicello. Maybe you could be here with me at the cellar and, give him a mean look and keep him in place. Maybe those,
Maybe I could just give you a mean look and you could tell us the name of the person.
I mean, if you break my face, I won't be able to tell you.
I wasn't planning on breaking your face.
Oh, thank God. I was really afraid you might be. You're quite large and, to be honest, a little bit intimidating.
There are certainly many other things I could break to keep your face intact, if you prefer.
Oh, well, you don't. I mean, you could break these things, and then I might tell you, but then if you come back to Coxport, we're going to have this bad blood, and I'm well connected here, and it'll just... Why don't we just be friends?
As I said, I will carry this man for you to this cellar. Just please cease with being so demanding. It bores me. Show me this man I should carry.
Just a quick question. Do you know if he's still looking for business? He's a merchant, correct?
Yes, he is a merchant.
And he would buy all types of goods like dyes and wine.
I think these days he mostly deals in cloth. Silks, wools, cottons,
All right,
burlap.
that sounds good.
A lot of burlap
And
these days.
he speaks thief scant. Is he on the shady side?
No, no. I mean, he knows a word or two here, but he's quite the novice. It's probably the reason he's in so much trouble. Thinks he can hang out with the in crowd.
But he
Thinks
wants
he's too
to hang out
strong.
with thieves, right? He's been seeking thieves.
He thinks well, I wouldn't call us. He thinks he's a professional, and really he's just a merchant. So
All right, so he might be attracted by a good deal,
maybe.
no matter the background.
Yeah, and he points across the street. You see that tavern right there? Well,
Mhm.
our buddy Donicello is in there right now. That's actually why I'm waiting here. But I figure you guys come walking along saying you need to know where this bookman is. I happen to know where he is. It's really quite a bit of fate here. Tempos be blessed. You find that guy, bring him into our little cellar here, and
And
Bob's
does
your
he
uncle.
know that this cellar is your cellar? May he get suspicious if I lead him here, or would he come willingly if he thought something else was about to happen?
I think that all depends on how good you are.
But he doesn't know this area.
I don't know. I'm not a mind reader.
All right, sounds good.
I walk behind him and poke him like out of the alley, like, please start moving, you boring person. Lead us to Donicello, please.
He's right there in the tavern across the street. You see, he sees my face, he'll run. I'm just gonna wait here in the alleyway, and you tell me. You guys just bring him here, huh?
Wait,
Alright.
here or to the guys that you want us to bring to?
No, you bring the guy to that cellar right there. Here, I'm gonna
Okay.
walk over to it. And he walks over to the cellar, opens the doors, and steps down inside, poking his head back out and says, "Just bring me the man, and we'll all be good."
All right, I tromp over toward where Donicello is.
I have a plan, my friends.
It is a tavern called the Good Lion.
Okay, Albert, what's your plan?
First, I will ask Donicello if he knows of any rare books, possibly by the author we're looking for. If he doesn't, then I will offer him deluxe clothing in exchange for. I'm hesitating. What do you think? Is it for like his money or some of his goods, or did we hear of him having a debt and wanted to help him make it square?
Oh, Albert, your schemes are always so amusing, but maybe you should let the merchant do the talking.
All right, you go ahead.
I like your plan, though.
You could really ask him about the book, really, though.
I don't think he'll know anything about it.
We never know. Maybe he's not that bad after all.
Who knows? Maybe that kid over there knows something about the book. I kind of point towards random kid.
I just start walking over toward
Okay,
where
let's go.
Donicello is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is the tavern called the Good Lion, although you can't read it. You just see a golden lion sitting on it. Sitting on an image. And you walk in. It is a cool little tavern tucked underneath a large double-story building. So it's like a quarter of the tavern is sunk into the ground a little bit. There are cool lights, as in not warm, as in cool the temperature, not the effect.
Are they also awesome lights?
No, they're pretty. Well, maybe they seem to be magical.
That's
They're
pretty
just like
subjective, Neil. I
there's.
think.
It looks like some sort of maybe quartz crystals that are dangling from the ceiling that are just glowing. And they
Sounds
don't,
pretty cool to me.
They don't emit any light or heat, so I don't know. They could be cool.
They might be enchanted.
Probably enchanted. And sitting about the room are a bunch of tables. There's a hearth that is not on fire, and a long bar with two men in kind of vests and bow ties and white button-up shirts behind it, making drinks. You realize that
walk
you're in a pretty classy joint.
I slide on up to the bar.
Bartender.
I tell my friends here, I say, I don't have a timepiece. I will count to 200.
Do you know how to count?
I do. 1, 2. I will count.
How many can you count to?
I will count for some time, and then I will take Donicello. Do what business you must before that time. I grow impatient.
Ah, plenty of time to have me a drink then. Barkeep.
4.
He comes up to you. What will it be, sir?
I'll have an old fashioned, straight up.
He gets to work right away. You notice all the people in the bar have not quite stopped their conversations, but there's definitely looks out of the corner of the eye at the 4 ruffians who have walked into this very fine establishment.
I give him looks right back.
All right. Your old fashioned is presented, and he charges you 2 silver.
Ah, thank you. I tip him. How many copper are in a silver?
10.
Okay. I'll tip him 2 copper.
Cool. What do you guys do? How do you find this Donicello? What do you do with him when you find him? What are your actions?
No, I'll be right back, I say, as I exit the bar and go to the cellar.
Meanwhile, Jen,
What are you doing?
I'll strike up a
I
conversation
asked
with the
you,
bartender.
what are you doing?
Oh, I'm getting an old fashioned. I'm so
No,
sorry. I'm so
Bruno.
rude. Would you like one?
Bruno, what are you
I reckon we should figure out who this Donicello looks like first. I think
Well, you
I
just
take a
have-
quick look around and just note the people around.
there seem to be 8 patrons in the bar, not including the party.
It will be more legitimate if I know who he is when I go.
All
outside.
right, I'll wait for you.
Okay. So, Jess, you were saying you were striking up a
yeah.
conversation with the bartender.
Yeah.
How's it go?
So, barkeep.
Yes,
What's
Mr.
new
Dwarf.
What's new with you?
Oh, just had a new kid yesterday. Little girl.
Congrats. What kind? Oh, little girl.
Mm-hmm. Human girl. Full
Wow.
human. Yeah.
And the missus, is she happy?
Still in pain. Didn't really want to have a 5th kid.
Mm-hmm.
But it was easier than the first 4, so she's got
Oof.
that going for her.
That's rough. But you know what I always say is 5 kids is better than none at all.
Definitely. Life just wouldn't be the same without them.
Speaking of kids, you know who loves kids? My friend Donicello.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Well, at least that's what he said last time I saw him. It's been a while though.
Well, he's just right over there. Didn't you see him walking in?
I did not. Thank you so much. You know, I've been meaning to pay him a visit, so
Well, he gives you a nod and goes over to another customer to serve.
thank you kindly.
All right.
All right, team. That's Donicello over there.
You turn around, Bruno's gone.
Well, I'm talking to my witch, as always.
Albert's standing there. Maribel, what number are you on?
As
Maribel,
soon as she says that's Donicello, I say 100, 101, and I look at Dark Albert to see if Dark Albert still wants to have any business with Donicello.
And then I say 102. You're on the right track here. I'm proud of you, Maribel.
All right, I go back to the corner and kind of like mouth numbers and stare.
103.
All right, so while she's counting, do you guys want to go talk to him?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to talk to him, or should I go ahead?
Why don't you go ahead?
The thing
Test
is,
the
I feel
waters.
like
Actually, let's count. Where did Bruno go?
I don't know. I thought he was.
Bruno's the charismatic one here. I can
Yeah.
socially engineer a
He's the one
situation
with the
because I'm
fine
practically Rain Man.
clothes.
All
He's
right,
the one with the fine clothes. He's gonna look unsuspicious.
that's true.
We look guilty as hell.
That's true.
Let's just chill at the table together.
That's true. Let's chill at the bar where we can get another round if we have to, you know,
Sounds
just
good.
in case.
Do you come back, Bruno? What do you do?
I'm on my way to the cellar. It's
All right,
not
you
that
get
far
back to
away.
the cellar. No, it's not far away. The doors are shut.
Knock, knock, knock.
The doors open, and out from inside burst two halflings with short swords, immediately going to the flanks, and they stop and go, You're not Donatello."
Are either of the two the person I was just talking to?
No, but just behind them is a third halfling with his arms crossed, his face all scrunched up, and then he goes, Hey,
So I figured it would help if I knew what Donatello, who Donatello was. Could you describe him?
good question. He's about 6'2", very slender, thinnish man, long black hair comes down past his shoulder blades, usually left not up, down, I guess as they call it, but not back. I don't know. We halflings keep our hair close cropped. Let's see. Brown eyes. I think today he was wearing a green toga.
Would you happen to have any fine clothes lying around also?
No.
Worth a shot. All right, thank you. I go back in.
Okay. A few minutes later, 1 minute later, Bruno walks back into the bar.
All right, I just stride straight up to Green Toga Man.
All right. He completely walks past the two of you who are waiting for him and walks straight up to Donatello, who stops his conversation with another man and looks at you and says, Yes?
Donatello, my man, I've been looking throughout the city for you. I have heard that there is no better merchant in the clothing industry than you.
Why, yes, excuse me. I have to talk business now, he says to his old person. Stands up and puts out his hand. Donatello's the name. Clothing's the game. Who might you be?
Now, I'm Bruno from the north, from the islands, and I'm here to tell you about this fantastic fashion line that we have. We've put together some fine clothes. We have we have clothes for nobles. We've put together some fine jewelry into them. Surely you would like to take a look.
Perhaps. Can you tell me what materials you use and your thread count?
I'm going to roll an appraise check for this knowledge. Is that legit?
Maybe. Sure, why not?
Yeah, let's see. For these checks, do you just generally roll intelligence and then try to roll under it if I have the proficiency?
You want a d20 plus the corresponding stat, and you want a 21 or higher. And the appraisal stat, I believe, is intelligence.
Okay.
I'm double checking right now. 27. Appraising intelligence, yeah. So you know he's talking about. I mean, you understand the terminology of thread counts and materials.
Yes, I don't personally know what they are, so.
So you make up something that sounds good.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. All right. You have them here?
Yes, I have them right next door, pretty much. We're storing them in the area.
This might be those guys over there. He says, nodding towards Maribel. They with you?
No, they aren't. Those ruffians? No.
Thought I saw you walk in with them. I just a little curious. You looked. Some people don't quite know their place.
Did I hear him say that he's not with us?
Maybe. Give me a perception check.
I will figure out what my perception is again. 10. Okay.
In fact, everyone in the party give me a perception check. Except for Bruno. So Maribel, you hear it.
Okay. When he says that, I do the equivalent of the.
Albert, you did not hear that.
Right.
Algrind,
What do we add to the D20? Our
your perception score.
Oh, our perception. Derp.
Derp away.
Cool.
All right. So
I
Algrim,
know I noticed something. I don't know what it is,
You-
but I notice it. I see it.
you absolutely hear Bruno say that he
Yeah.
doesn't know you or the rest of the party.
I just say, what? Why is Bruno fretting?
All right. So,
I tell the rest of the party immediately on the up and up.
all right. Donicello goes, all right, well, lead the way then. He
Right,
stops
I'll
to
ask
pick up
for
a
no more
bag.
than 10 minutes of your time, and if you find it very intriguing, we can talk business.
Excellent, excellent. I'm always out for new lines. And he follows you across the street
Right, I
into
just
the
walk up to-
alleyway. What does the rest of
Yep.
the party do?
So I tell them, kind of what went down. And I say, by the
And-
way, Bruno is doing something shady.
So, what do you guys do? Are you guys following? Are you staying here? Are you picking up clog dancing?
I am trying to follow at a distance.
Okay.
Okay, I'll follow as well.
Yeah.
All right. Bruno, you get back to the little hatch that leads down to a cellar in this dark alleyway off of a main street.
Right, with like a without. I just casually knock on it.
All right. The doors fling open and out jump again two halflings with short swords, saying, "Donicello, this is your day!" And he gives a scream as they grab him and drag him down into the cellar.
I run. Wait, this is not the cellar we're supposed to take him to, right?
This is the cellar that you're supposed
Oh.
to take him to.
I run up and I'm like, yes, we have taken you to the cellar. Haha.
Oh.
Okay.
Like I try to be
Right.
like I was helping them.
Right. Donicello gets dragged inside. There's some thumping sounds for a moment, and then the first halfling steps back out and says, "Ah, you guys have done well. Thank you, thank you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Yorig, the bookmaker, and it seems that you've taken care of a little problem we had. Well, no need for details. Everything's already done here. Would you like to come in and help interrogate? Or are you happy standing on the outside?"
You certainly could do a perfectly adequate job without us. We simply need our information as payment and we'll be on our way.
Well, of course, of course. Sassel is his name. His handle, as they like to call it, is Second Story. Probably for all that second story work he does. And again, he's a little short. I don't know how he does it. Great up the walls, great in through the windows, good with the books.
And you said that you were a bookmaker?
Well, bookmaking as in placing bets.
Uh,
That don't actually make books. Funny
it is
coincidence,
another one
though.
of these so-called metaphors that you use.
I don't know if it's actually a metaphor.
Well, you said you make books. However, you simply write information in books.
Well, I really think the etymology of the term comes from, and he launches into a spiel about where the term bookmaker comes from. And
I'm really intrigued by this. I'm like totally engaged with him.
he seems to think that it comes from the times where people would make up the books for like taxes or for like legal documents or any sort of financial books. And they would literally like pen everything down and they would make the book on this, and then slowly they'd start taking bets. Blah blah blah. It's like this. Maybe not that interesting, actually.
And then
but
I immediately dive in and I'm like, but good sir, do we not now challenge the nature of books themselves? Is the book the physical object or is it the information contained within? For if it is the information, then what is a book but what someone makes it into when they put the information in?
you make a good point.
And we continue this conversation into perpetuity until somebody else does something.
He gets a little. He starts to back off a little bit. He's like, you make a good point. I think I'm a little out of my depth here, though.
When
All
say
right,
that,
so
I say,
where's
"I look
Sassel?"
around for water.
Where's Sassel?
He lives in Half Foot Hill in the Riverlands, somewhere along the Lotus Water.
The what? The Lotus Water?
Half Foot Hill in the Riverlands, somewhere along the Lotus Water.
Wow.
I take it we know of that as is on the map. Our knowledge is
If you see it on the map, You know where it is.
You see it on the map?
I do.
Yeah, it's over on the top right.
Okay. And what does he look like?
Well, he's a halfling. Can you tell halflings apart? Don't worry, it's not racist if you can't.
I don't think
Are
I
there
can.
many of them there?
Yes, yeah, the whole Riverlands are crowded with halflings. But Half
how
Foot
would-
Hill is, I think, a smaller place. I've never been there myself, you know. I am from the Riverlands, but I've never been to Half Foot Hill. But
And
that's
how do you know of this guy then?
we've done some work together in the past. Needed him to get a book for me once. Not an academic type of book though, but you know, competitor bookie's book.
Mm-hmm.
He did a great job.
Yeah.
Found it right away. If anyone knows anything about stolen books in this town, it's going to be Sassel. He may not be the one who has it, but he knows all about books and stealing them and where to sell them, which books are valuable. He's probably your guy. If something was, I don't know what you're in for, but he knows the books in this town. He knows the books all over.
And how would we have his trust? Can we just say that we've been sent by you?
Oh, please don't mention my name. Please don't mention my name. If you mention my name, I might get in a little trouble, and we certainly couldn't ever do business in the future.
Which kind of business? What's the advantage of us not saying your name?
Hey
just
now,
gave you a
everything has
favor?
gone along very friendly, like I got what I wanted, you got what you wanted. Don't go making threats now.
I won't make threats.
Don't
but
make-
I sure hope that this guy knows where the book is. Because we gave you a favor. Let's hope yours turns out as
There
good
was
as
no
ours.
favor. That was a good deal, a solid deal. Don't
Okay.
make me think I can't trust you.
Oh no,
It'd
your
be a
deal was
shame for
great.
something to happen to your ship, or boat, or your horse, or however you got here.
Or the peacock.
Now I have to confess, I cannot tell halflings apart. So could you give a bit of a better description, so that if I saw him, someone like me could notice also?
He's got big ears. The earlobes hang down pretty low. That's probably the most distinguishing feature I can give you for him.
Very low earlobes, I say to myself, as though I need to remember it.
Okay, well thank you for the information. It was
Glad
a
to
great
do business with you. Anyway, and your names were again? I'm Yorig. You are, he says, pointing to Bruno.
I'm Bruno.
And you, Algrind? I mean, do you all give them your names, or does anyone hold back a name?
I'm the dark elf.
Yeah, well, who the Dark Elf? I like to know the people I work with. You see,
Ow.
Owl the Dark Elf.
Yes.
What about you, Miss Two Horns?
What about me?
What's your name?
It is Name,
Name.
spelled Name.
That's name. That's how you spell name.
Pronounced Name.
Cows have a weird way of calling themselves.
I am not a cow.
I mean, not cows have a weird way of calling
It's a little
themselves.
I
hard.
glare at her and I stalk off.
Mr. Dwarf, Master Dwarf. How about you? You got a name?
Call me Grundy.
Al, Grundy, and Bruno. Al Grundy. That sounds like a name I know.
Hey, never mind.
All right. Well, good to see you all, and good luck. He shuts the cellar
you.
doors, and you hear some more beating sounds, and a person like groaning in pain.
Okay.
All right. What do you want to do, guys? You have your location.
Should we just head over there?
I already started. Like when I stalked off because I was mad about you calling me a cow, I'm already walking that way.
Okay.
It looks like there are some rivers. Are those traversable by ship?
You've never been there before. You'll have to find out.
I guess we will, and maybe we should do so after the break.
Sounds like a great plan. See you guys in a few minutes. Bye-bye.